Everyone, welcome back to another video. So I haven't really updated anyone on essentially like the way that I'm eating now. All I've said that is, I'm eating more sugar and adding some refined foods into my diet and things like that. I haven't really said how I'm eating. So many of you may know that in the past I was eating kind of almost like an intermittent fasting style. I was actually originally started by accident. It was in the fact that I was all about the fasted rides. So then I would kind of like wake up at like, I don't know, 6, 7, 8, depending on the day. And then I'd go for a ride pretty much straight away. And then I would do the ride. I would come home and it would be anywhere between 10 and, I mean, even as late as 2, but I would say that would be the absolute latest. It was probably on average anywhere between 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. So basically, yeah, between 10 and 13. I would essentially arrive home. I would start to make my breakfast. So usually I'd be maybe eating on average, let's say 10:30 to maybe 1:30. So that would be the priority. As soon as I got home, I'd be like, bam, let's get some food on. And usually I would, obviously, like I said, I'd do the fasted ride. So it could be 50k, it could be 100k. There's obviously a lot of times which you've seen me in the past doing a 100k ride and things like that. So I'd do the 100k, I'd come back, I'd be absolutely starving. I'd probably buy a bottle of Sprite on the way home, because I was so like hungry for sugar. I'd probably down the Sprite whilst my breakfast was cooking. And then I'd probably have like oatmeal for breakfast. That was pretty much my standard go-to, like big sort of packet in fuel breakfast. Although now, so essentially that's what I was doing before, just in case you're either new to the channel or you've kind of forgotten, because let's be honest, you've got more important shit to think about. Right? So yeah, that's how I was eating. On a typical day, like I said, I was probably eating the big oatmeal almost every day, 10 to 1, and then I'd be having my dinner at about 5-ish. Yeah, it'd be about 5 o'clock, and so I'd be eating between about a window of 5 and 6. So essentially I was eating between maybe earliest being, like I said, 10, and then latest being about 6 p.m. So what's that? That's like maybe maximum of an 8-hour window. But let's say minimum, because I'd still be eating at 6 even if I'd had dinner late, breakfast late, sorry. Because that was like the time. It would be like, because I always went to bed at like 9 o'clock every day, so I would always be making the dinner before before 6. So I'd be eating before 6, and then like relaxing and letting the food go down, and then going to bed about 9. So that was the schedule before. Essentially intermittent fasting, at least 16 hours fasted. I wasn't trying to do this necessarily on purpose, but when I kind of find out about intermittent fasting, it kind of become more forced versus just doing it by accident. It was more like, oh yeah, I'm actually into intermittent fasting, I can't eat before this time or whatever. So I become a little bit like kind of purist with that. I actually as soon as I went to England, pretty much though, I think both me and my wife, she wasn't my wife then, but we started actually doing 3 meals, and I really enjoyed it. Just like waking up, having a meal, and then going out, doing the exercise, whatever. So I mean, obviously it wouldn't be a humongous meal like the meal was before, because I'd fasted and for so long, and it was like breakfast and lunch all in one. So I would come home, I would have I'd wake up and whatever, drink some water and stuff, and then I'd have my breakfast. So I'd probably be eating at like 8 a.m. or maybe 9 at the latest, but I don't think it was 9. So I'd be eating pretty much straight away, maybe even sometimes 7:30. So then I'd eat that, and then I'd have a lunch at sort of typical lunch time, like 12ish or whatever. If I felt like having any snacks, I'd have snacks in between. So yeah, that's how I've been eating for certainly the last couple of years now. And now, obviously, the most important thing that you're interested in, if you are interested at all, if you've got this far, is the way that I'm eating now. The way that I'm eating now, I don't, although I kind of don't have breakfast until after my exercise, I'm not doing it fasted. So in the example now, I'm waking up around between 6 and 7. I'm either some days I have like a celery juice or something like that, and then other days maybe I have a lemon juice, a lemon water, and then I have that, and then straight onto my ride, and then on my ride I've got like sugar water, sugar water and plain water. So then maybe half an hour or before half an hour, probably 20 minutes, because I've actually got a little beep on my Garmin every 20 minutes. So probably 20 minutes, I'll get like a little beep, and I'll be like, or for example, yesterday, Monday, I had an interval session. So my interval, the first interval actually started at 20 minutes. So I thought, I best, before the 20 minutes, I best get some sugar in, just so I'm like, extra like power kind of thing. So anyway, I had a little bit of, inserted the power. So literally 20 minutes into my ride, I was fueling. So that was what I did yesterday. And then, came home, had breakfast. And then like later on I had lunch, and then later on I had dinner. I'm having dinner about the same time now, between actually eating it between 5 and 6. As for what I'm eating, so I try and have fruit for breakfast. So it could be in the form of of nice cream, or I was really enjoying the mangoes. I was really enjoying like mono-mealing on the mangoes, and I'd literally for breakfast, at one point I was having them for lunch, but literally for breakfast I would just have like a massive meal of mangoes, and I would just like eat, and then I love them so much. But then we're not really getting mangoes anymore, because I think they've sort of drifted out of season, or we just had a couple of bad weeks. I'm not sure which. I think they're out of season though. So now for breakfast I'm having banana and ice cream. So I'm usually having either strawberry, mango from some mangoes that we'd froze, but that'll end soon. And also peach. They sell peaches, frozen peaches and things like that at Macro, so I usually pick up some of those. Really enjoy the ice cream. It's so refreshing. So I usually have that, and then if I've got some fruit on hand that's like, sort of worth eating, it's like calorically dense enough for me to bother eating, like for example something like mango, or something like that, then I'd have a go. I tried eating some pineapple the other day and literally ate it about 4 kind of tiny-ish little pineapples, ate them thinking, that'll probably do, and I'll just have like a bigger dinner, just to keep my blood sugar up. And then an hour later, in between work, I was just like ravenous, so I ended up just literally no more fruit on hand, so ended up literally just drinking some sugar water mixed with lemon. Ended up having that just essentially to keep me going, because I'm not of that purist mindset now. Although I still want to try and eat plenty of whole foods and sort of healthy-ish foods. I don't just want to be eating like bread and jam and like sugar every single day. I still want to eat some healthy foods, but I'm not afraid now of eating the refined foods to get the fuel in, because I know that getting that fuel in is so important, for the mind, for just everything really. It's just like we run off fuel, right? So I'm always making sure now to get enough in. And if I haven't eaten enough throughout the day for whatever reason, whether we haven't had enough stuff, or I've been busy, I'm always trying to keep my blood sugar up though, even if it means just having a snack, or like I said, a bottle of sugar water. So like today for example, I went out for a ride, had a sugar water on the ride, 100 grams of sugar, came home, made banana ice cream, went out to the gym, had a sugar water whilst I was doing the gym, came home. Actually I went and got the bike stuff. Came home, made pancakes. You may have seen my pancakes. Actually, you've probably seen them in the what I eat in a day that I've just done. Came home, did that, and then for dinner I'll probably be having for dinner pasta, and I like to make these kind of like oats and chickpea flatbreads, kind of like a garlic and herb kind of bread. So I'll be making some of those as well. So yeah, that's essentially how I eat now, for those who are interested. Like I said, I try and eat healthy, but I'm not like trying to do 50% vegetables or something, like some certain people do. And yeah, I'm just trying to, obviously on a busier day, like I had the day of the ride, the day of the big ride, 100k last week. I made sure that I really, carved up, as you've probably seen the video. If not, I'll put it in the card somewhere. And yeah, that's essentially how I'm eating now. I'm not intermittent fasting anymore, and I always try to, as soon as I can after I've woken up, break the fast, because I don't want my body being in a fasted state. For the only time that I want my body being in a fasted state is between after dinner and until I wake up. Essentially, like resting during the night sort of thing. If it's still, though, even after dinner, if I still feel hungry, I'll still eat some more, but I won't be eating late. I'll always try and have at least a 2-hour window before, finishing the last bite and going to bed. So if I end up eating at 7, I'll be going to bed at 9 anyway. So that's still the 2 hours. So yeah, I'm not being too strict on things like that. So essentially now what I do is, if I'm hungry and I eat, right? So sometimes I'm not really hungry coming into lunch. Maybe I haven't done that much that day, or maybe I've had like a big breakfast or something. So then I'll just maybe have a light lunch and then probably be hungry again by the time dinner comes. So I really like feast off. Sometimes it's the opposite. I am hungry, but for whatever reason, either too busy or haven't got enough ingredients to make something, so I'll just have something easy and maybe quick, and then I'll have a bigger dinner, because I've always got the ingredients for the dinners, the white rice, potatoes, pasta, and then various condiments to add to them. So for those of you who are interested in my kind of eating habits now, those are them. I like to post in my Instagram stories, typically almost every day, kind of like random meals here and there. Almost several days I'll post breakfast, lunch and dinner, what I'm eating those days. So if you're interested, I'm not really posting too many pictures on Instagram. It's not really my thing, but I really enjoy the stories, because it's more like raw and real. So yeah, if you want to sort of see what I'm up to day in, day out, eating wise or lifestyle, follow me on Instagram and check out my stories. So yeah, that's it, everyone. Give this video a thumbs up if you like this type of video. Leave a comment in the comments about maybe your eating habits or what you think to all this. And see you in the next video, everyone.